shoulder check, but this time you get on top of the bars, not down below. You get on top of the bars. See how Ed's getting on top. He's doing his shoulder. He just did a shoulder check over his left shoulder. He's going to do a shoulder check over the right, and then he turns up the track. See how he leads with his body, just like with the cones there. He gets up next to the rail, parallel to the rail, riding along next to the rail, and he uses his feet to slow himself down. That's important. You have to do two things. You're going to get parallel to the rail, right next to it. You have to use your feet to slow you down. Two reasons for doing that is if you don't get parallel to the rail, when you come up like this, and you reach for the rail, only thing the bike's going to want to do is run right back down the hill backwards.
Once you get into your lane,
you're stuck. Okay? So that's not good. You get up parallel next to the rail, so you're rolling along here this way. And you put your hand out here when you're stopping. Not to stop you, just for balance. Okay? The reason you don't grab this rail to slow you down is because you will become an instant hockey player. The wrist bone's connected to the arm bone's connected to the shoulder bone's connected to the neck bone's connected to the face. So if you grab this to slow you down, I think somebody managed to hit the bridge of their glasses over here, kind of the same thing. Hey, they grab the rail and that just pulls you right into it, face plant right into the rail. Yeah. So I survived. So anyway, so you come up here parallel, use your feet, slow yourself down with your gear, and just put your hand out here for balance. Okay? Don't come up this way. Okay? Get parallel. Now once you're here, there's some things you have to do. One of them is getting your front wheel in position. Notice Ed's front wheel is lower than his rear wheel. It's that way for a couple of reasons. The first one is that if your front wheel's higher than your rear wheel, it tends to want to flop and the bike goes out from underneath you and then you're sprawling across the track in front of a hill full of people on race night. Not great. The second reason is when you leave this rail, which way are you going on the track? Down. You're going down. So if the front wheel's higher, that means the bike's pointed uphill, so you're going to go uphill before you can go downhill. So you have the front wheel just a little bit lower, so when it's time to leave the rail, the bike's already pointed downhill and you're going downhill. Okay? You don't have to really pedal all that hard here because it's pretty steep downhill. Okay, now the other thing that's important here is to take a look at where his feet are at. I've already talked with some of you about getting started on the infield where you have to have your foot in a position where you can power away when you get started. Well, Ed's foot is just slightly below what we call the down tube of the bike, right here. So when it's time to leave, he can push on that pedal and accelerate. If his pedals were vertical, he couldn't push. No pushing at that point, okay? So, and you also notice his left foot is forward. On some bikes it isn't a big deal, but on other bikes you'll notice on the infield you can hit your toe on the front wheel in the corner. Okay. Well, if your right foot's forward and you go to turn to the left, you're going to hit that right foot on that front wheel and you're not going to be able to turn to the left. So you have your left foot forward, so when you turn that wheel to the left and go downhill, you have clearance and you can ride away. So when it's time to leave the rail, the race official or whoever's directing the race here will say, "Riders ready," and you indicate that by putting your hand down here in the drops. That indicates that you're ready to go. If your hands are still up on top, you're saying, "I'm not ready." And that will get my attention or Dale's attention, whoever's directing the race. And they'll say, "Riders ready."